to the entertaining Talkin' Sports.
What is going on, football fans? Back at it with another New York Giants video. And in this video, I'm going to talk about a question that you guys have given me, at least 20 of my subscribers over the last week. And I figured I'd make a video out of it. It's fun to talk about. It's fun to entertain. And I've talked about trade down scenarios in the past. But a bunch of you guys have asked me, what is your dream scenario on draft night? If it could play out perfectly, how would it work out for you? Well, like I've said from the beginning of this entire offseason, I would love for the New York Giants to trade down. I want the offensive tackle, regardless if they're going Simmons or tackle, I want them to trade down because in my personal opinion, you're still getting Simmons at 5 or even 6. Same with your top offensive tackle. That's why I've said the Chargers to me are the best trade destination. You get more draft capital trading from 4 to 6. I still think you're getting the same player you would have taken at 4 at 6. So to me, that is the perfect scenario. I also would love the Jaguars trade scenario potentially of 9 and 20, and the same with the Raiders at 12 and 19, and maybe you pick up a future asset in that as well, being that you're trading all the way down to 12. But I'm going to go over in this video all 3 trade scenarios because to me, that is the dream. Of course, the Dolphins are definitely very realistic as well, but you're not getting as much, and that would not be my ideal trade scenario. So if we were to trade down to 6 with the Chargers, I would expect 37 as well in that trade. I would want the Chargers to give up some more draft capital. So if we had 6, 37, and 36, the first thing I'm going to talk about, and I always give them credit for it, the first guy that I had heard talked about it was Alex over on Fireside Giants, who I'm going to be on their channel probably recapping the draft right after, so I'm really looking forward to that. But anyway, you could couple 36 and 37, move back up, get a premier player there. Let's say you took the tackle with Wills, who would be my dream pick. Not saying that it's yours. You guys, a lot of you guys probably want Isaiah Simmons. I've expressed that I think the tackle is by far the bigger need for this team. Being, I don't got to keep going over, but second-year quarterback, new system, you guys know the deal. Third-year running back. I prefer Wills. I could then couple 36 and 37, move back up, get a premier defensive talent like Caleb Von Jason, or, Kenneth Murray, for example. Maybe if I was able to get to 20 with those 2 picks, if I were to stand at 36 and 37, I still have the ability to fill 2 huge needs. With one of those picks, I'm definitely going center, being that right now we don't have a starting center. If Ruiz is there, that's a slam dunk. I don't even think twice. I would even consider taking Ruiz in the trade-up scenario. But more than likely, Ruiz would not be there. But like I said, this is a dream scenario. With that second pick at 36 and 37, if I've already addressed my tackle and my center, I'm going defense, and I'm going best available defensive player. The best player, in my opinion, that I could see being there in this scenario is probably a guy like Patrick Queen. I don't see Kenneth Murray getting there. Queen is pretty good in coverage. He'd fill that middle linebacker role that a lot of you guys want with Isaiah Simmons. If not for him, I'd probably look at a free safety. I think that would, help us out, whether it's Grant Delpit, somewhere along the lines of that, or a Bourne out of Wisconsin. I think that's what you're looking at in that trade scenario, best case. Or maybe even Yetur Gross-Matos, who some may feel may not fit our system as well as others. In terms of the other trades, the Jaguars, like I've said time and time again, I'd expect 9 and 20, and with the Raiders, I'd expect 12 and 19, and I'd want pretty much the same players in both scenarios. Dream scenario, we get Jedrick Wills at 9. Dream scenario, we get Jedrick Wills at 12. Do I think Wills would get to 12? No. Do I think he'd get to 9? 100%, because there's only one team picking in the top 8, at least in my opinion, that I see taking a tackle. The Jaguars, I suppose, are possible. No, we'd be trading with the Jaguars. What am I saying? The Browns at 8 are the most realistic team to take a tackle. I don't see the Panthers, Dolphins, or the Chargers taking a tackle before then, being that 2 of them need a quarterback. And the Panthers, I think, are going to address the defense. They lost a lot on that interior defensive line. They also lost Luke Kuechly. So there's a very good chance you could still get Wills at 9, depending on what the Cardinals feel at 8. But if they were to take Wills, I'd want Andrew Thomas in that scenario. I think he's the safest of the bunch, but I would not be upset at all with Tristan Wirfs. I think Tristan Wirfs has a huge upside. The Giants have expressed a lot of interest in him, and I could definitely see him in that scenario as well. But again, I'd be hoping for Jedrick Wills in both those scenarios at 9 and 12. Obviously, at 12 with the Raiders, it's a lot less realistic and more of a dream that he would be there at 12, but I would still go tackle regardless, knowing that one of the elite tackle prospects is probably not getting to me at 19 or 20, and he may not even get to me at 12 unless you consider Mekhi Becton, who now has the flag drug test. He would probably be there for sure. At 19 and 20, it's the same answer I always give you guys in the dream scenario. I'm getting Caleb on Chason, or I'm getting Kenneth Murray of Oklahoma. I'm filling that defensive need. I'd entertain Ruiz, something that one of my subscribers brought up last night at that pick, because you'd be assuring yourself the top center. But I still think I could get a pretty solid center at 36. So I'm going defense there with that first pick at 19 or 20, trying to get Caleb on Chason or Murray. And at 36, the same answer I gave you guys there in the Chargers scenario. I would hope Ruiz would fall to me at that position. Would he get there? Probably not. You'd probably have to take Cushenberry if you wanted to go center there. If not, you're probably going to double up on the defense with your second pick, second round pick, which I have nothing against. I'd definitely be completely for going with a safety there as well. It's definitely a need. It would add more versatility to our defense, and you could end up with, in the 9 and 20 scenario, you could end up with potentially Jedrick Wills, Kenneth Murray, or Caleb on Chason, who's actually my favorite of the two. And then at 36, you could go with Bourne. If you went with Chason, you could go with the safety like Delpit, and fill a bunch of your defensive needs and take the center in the third. That would be the question if Ruiz was off the board. But in the dream scenario, I get Ruiz in the second. I get Wills by trading down, and I address another defensive need with one of those extra picks. And we're going to have to wait and see if it happens on draft night. The New York Giants are definitely in the market for trading down. Now, if they were to go with Isaiah Simmons in any of those scenarios at 6 or at 9 and 20, or you wouldn't get to 12. But if they were to go with Simmons at 6 or at 9, 6 obviously being much more realistic, with the 36 and 37, I probably double up on the offensive line. Then I don't have to worry about it for the rest of the draft, outside of depth purposes. But in a dream scenario, maybe Becton fails after the flag drug test at 36 or 37, or Josh Jones of Houston gets there, and I double up. I get my center and my tackle at 36 and 37 with Isaiah Simmons. At 9 and 20, if I was able to get Simmons at 9, I then try to get Josh Jones, hopefully, at 20, or Mekhi Becton if he were to fall. I sure up the tackle spot and then go center at 36. So that's the way I see it breaking down. That is my dream scenario on draft night. Obviously, it's very possible we stay at 4 and none of this happens, but that is the dream scenario. That is what I'm hoping for on draft night. I think it fills a lot of holes. We address our most important needs in all of those scenarios with a variety of different players. As always, guys, if you liked what you watched, please subscribe. Drop a comment. Maybe give me a little thumbs up. Cheers.